Hi, I'm Lynne from Solid Investment Property. We often used to hear growing up, get a good education, get a haircut and get a real job. Maybe not. Have you ever thought that sometimes getting a financial education is far better off than getting a university degree? Like many parents, I insist my daughter obtains a university degree. I don't mind what degree she obtains so long as she has one. Why? Because it's accepted today that the younger generation will have good discipline and education. But my real belief is that my daughter has been raised in an environment where investing is an everyday occurrence. When my daughter was born, I was building a home in Brookfield in Queensland. As a baby, she went everywhere with me, including on site. Within a year of that house being completed, we had purchased an investment property in Paddington, also in Brisbane. Shortly after that, I purchased another investment property in Peachtree Terrace and then another house in Clayfield within a year. During the time at Clayfield, my daughter, who was now 4, we purchased a beach house which was largely rented out to tourists. Over the years, she helped me maintain the properties, meeting with tradesmen, scheduling repairs. By the time she was 9, I had signed a contract to buy a block of land in Toorak, and we engaged a well-known local architect to build a 2-storey home for us. The architect was so amazed when at the first meeting my daughter produced a scale drawing of the pool in the backyard. He was genuinely astonished that a 9-year-old girl had given such thought and planning to the backyard. He told her when she graduated from university she always had a job with him as a designer. But to me this was normal. Our household was always planning, drawing, maximising opportunity with our real estate portfolio. I firmly believe that talking openly about our investments in front of our children is responsible parenting. I see so many clients who are overwhelmed by the daunting prospect of investing. I firmly believe that these people reach their mid to late 40s and the prospect of no action brings about an urgency to act and start creating a plan for their self-funded retirement. And it's really interesting to compare those who've grown up in a household where investing is normal and those who have spoken openly about their experiences, opposed to those where the family never discussed investing at all. One night I was presenting down in Frankston. I had a gentleman sitting in the front row of my presentation. At the end of my presentation, he was quite indignant. Part of my strategy clearly meant him taking on debt. Now, I would guess he was about 57 years of age, and sadly, it seemed daunting. The prospect of investing was certainly going to limit his future. Much of what my daughter thinks today has been learned by osmosis. Much of our beliefs around money is learned as children and largely from our parents and our grandparents. By investing as parents, we are setting the standard that investing is normal. So many people grow up with the belief that the financial destination is to own your own home. Well, at Solid, we believe that's the very beginning of financial freedom. Whereas my daughter has watched me grow a property portfolio over years, become financially free, and look, she's been a big part of that sacrifice to get to where we are today, and I thank her for her patience and her unfailing belief in me with the decisions over the years. And I reflect on a book that I read many years ago, Mao's Last Dancer, where Li Keqiang, the author, writes about his father telling him and his siblings about a little frog down the well. His father told him he was born in a well, he would stay in the well, and he would die in the well. His life was a well. Now, this metaphor was not lost on Li Keqiang as a young boy. In fact, the story tells us that when the Scouts came out from the Royal Dance Academy looking for young recruits for the ballet, his teacher offered him up as a potential volunteer. He thought to himself, this is my chance to get out of the well. Now, when the Scouts stretched his legs to see how flexible he was, he allowed them to stretch his legs to the point of snapping his hamstrings. He was so determined to leave the well, no matter how much it hurt. Now, you can repair a torn hamstring, but you can't tear down the well walls. Now, this truly amazing and most inspirational book of a man who followed his dreams, found fame, fortune, never forgot to send money back to his family, Today he lives in Melbourne. He lives in fact a few doors from my own home. He's a successful investor, having retired from dance. The best thing you can do for your children is to create an environment at home where investing is everyday living. One of my clients has a horses on properties outside of Gisborne. Their two girls bag up manure and sell it by the roadside. Now, I love these simple starts that get our children thinking about the exchange of goods, services for money. The best thing we can do is teach our children to invest by telling them, never invest, don't go into debt, always read the fine print. They're good motherhood statements. But I see these children as adults. They are so nervous. What happens is they go from living pay packet to pay packet, pension to pension, with no retirement plan. So invest, involve your children, and create a better future for yourself and your family. Thank you.